And now we have the first presentation. It is on insurance brokers' perspective on inclusion and penetration. On this paper, I would like to introduce Mr. Mark Limo, who is the Managing Director of SCORE Insurance Brokers Limited. Mr. Mark Limo is a co-founder of SCORE Insurance Brokers in 2016. He has gone through different activities, insurance and non-insurance, and in the end, he came back to insurance activities, and now he's the Managing Director of that SCORE Insurance Brokers Limited. Of insurance business, he does activities like horticulture, and he keeps animals, and he likes to play tennis when he has free time. He is a holder of master's degree in business administration, majoring in international trade. Also, he has advanced diploma in insurance from the Institute of Finance Management. He got it in 2001. Also, he holds a certificate of CAI. Mr. Mark Limo, please.
Thank you. Guest of honor, TIBA President, IIT President, ATI President, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'll try to cut short just to ensure that we're within the conference time frame coverage. With that, I would like to introduce Mr. Arthur Alois Mosha, who is the current General Manager of CRDB Insurance Brokers. He holds 11 years of experience in broking industry. He also holds a bachelor degree in political science and public administration. He has a master's in business administration. He joined CRDB after having worked for Alexander Forbes for 4 years, now Aris. When he joined CRDB, he led the CRDB insurance agents to CRDB insurance brokers. So he was well experienced, and I'm sure he's going to give us a lot of issues that needs to grow our market as brokers, but also to see new opportunities that go with current environment in terms of technology and innovation. With that, may I call upon Mr. Arthur Mosha.
Guest of honor, then Commissioner of Insurance, TIBA President, IIT President, distinguished guests. Good morning. Okay, I think I'll be trying my best to make sure that we are within the time of 30 minutes, including the presentation, the discussion. So hardly now, almost I've seen the schedule, almost we're behind almost 1 hour. So now it's currently 11:20. I'll try my best. Okay, so I'll go straight to my presentation. Then after that, we'll have a quick discussion and see how, as brokers, what kind of role that we really in to make sure that we grow our market and increase the penetration. So that will be my content of the paper, that I'll be having a quick introduction, and then I'll be, can I have the? Thank you. So that will be my highlights on the presentation, the introduction, the role, and the opportunity challenges, and the what will be the way forward as we see that the brokers. I think we've heard about the guest of honors. It posed a lot of questions to us. Then once we leave this room, then we should be able to come with a resolution that from now on, what are we going to do for the nation? Not only for us as the brokers and the insurers who are here, but what are we going to do for the nation? I failed, and I didn't want to go to define what is insurance broker is, but these are the only things that I have to highlight as the brokers. What does the broker mean? For me, the broker is the specialist at the insurance and the risk management. What are we? That is our role. What we are supposed to do, or what is the broker means that we are specialized in that kind of field. So if you feel yourself that you are not specialized in this field, for sure, you need to ask yourself that I have to do something to make sure that I become a real professional in that areas. But we all the time that we represent our clients, we love our insurers, but we have to make sure that our clients become the first when we do our business. But we have to save the time, money, and the worry that the clients, when they come to you, those things are well saved. This is only the trend of the brokers. In 2016, we had 136. In 2017, as the TIBA report, we have 115. Where is our fellow friends, 21 brokers? We have to ask ourselves, where did we go wrong to make for that to happen? Okay? I've seen in the paper currently almost 150 new players that are coming in, but we have to ask ourselves why we lost our friends. I wish them they come back so that we join hands to make sure that we push this broking industry in the next level. This is only the highlights which is there. I've used the current TIBA report. If you see, the life insurance is growing slowly, but if you see on the blue one is on the general insurance. In all the year from 2012 to almost 2016, we were growing. But what happened in 2017? We know there's a lot of challenges which came in, but do we really agree that we have to sit down and agree, okay, these challenges has come, then we have to follow the same? Or we have to do something else to make sure that we turn those curves to going upside. If you see the growing trends, if you see the growing trends, this is the picture. If you see in 2013, general insurance grew by 15%, and life grew by 29%. But just look on the far end, 2017. What is our growing trends? Is on the negative side. So that is what is portraying currently. So we brokers, do we have something to do with that? Can we do something to change those graphs? Definitely from this, once we have the discussion, I think we'll all answer those questions. And then how? The how cannot come from me or the commissioner or whoever. It's us. That's why we are here today. We have to discuss together to make sure that at the end, once we go out, we have to answer those questions. Now, let us see the broker's contribution. Those are the graphs. If you look on the 2013, we are almost top there. And look on the others, they got other contributions. But look on the far end. Like Fiki say, it is those all the new entrants, the bank assurance, the agencies, those are the threats for us. But for me, those are not the threats for us. Those are good for the economy. We as the brokers, then we have to think differently. Right? So you see, If this one continue, at the end of the day, will fall down. At the end of the day, those with 115 brokers, then would be reduced maybe to 10 or 15. But for me, I would not wish that to happen. I want more brokers to come. We join hands together. We grow the market. If you see the population of this country, almost more than 55 million, then and how many of us? 150? If you put the ratios, I think we still have huge opportunity to tap. This is only our contribution. I don't want to really go through that. We all see the pictures. And even the guest of honor said that the contribution of insurance in the GDP is going down. We have to think ourselves that how are we going to grow that? If you look on the other sectors, if the other sectors are growing, the industry is growing, agriculture is growing, mining is growing, those sectors which you are mentioning, they are all linked to insurance. Not even you mention industrialization. They have the assets, they need insurance. Talk about agriculture, they need insurance. But who is going to take those products to them or to convert them into our business? It's only we who have to make sure that we turn that. Now, because I know we have lesser time, let us answer. Does the broker have any role to play when it's come to inclusion and growing our penetration? Individually, we have to ask ourselves, just keep quiet, meditate. I can see Mr. Kamuzura is meditating. Really, do we really have something to do to grow this market? So, for me, before we answer that question, briefly, I've come with that kind of analysis. The arrow which is going up is a degree of innovation. How do we really innovate things? Or whatever comes from the insurers, that is what we sell. We don't do anything on it. And the arrow going on the other side is a degree of individualization. How do we keep ourselves or going out to really partner with our clients? If you see this square here, the suppliers, all these are type of brokers, right? 4 boxes. We are all here. Now you choose your box, where do you fall? I'll not mention anybody that you, ABC, you fall on this box, but you think at yourself. The first box, the suppliers, whatever comes from the insurance company, whatever product which comes in the market, he just sells that one only. No any addition. Okay? Then the transformers, those transformers, they only get whatever is there in the market, sit with their clients, but what they do, they innovate more on those products. They come with innovation. Can be system, can be product development. They invest in the transformation, make sure that the degree for innovation in their product is on up. Can be the similar product which comes there, it's being supplied by any insurers, but you put more value to make sure it becomes very different and to attract more customers. But you see the partner here, they don't put a lot of innovation, but they listen to their clients. What does the client need? You only customize that one, then the end of story. Now, the problem solver here, these are the brokers which put a lot of innovations, but they also put a lot of effort to make sure that they are close to their clients. So, me and you, we have to ask ourselves, where are we? And this market, if you want to grow those arrows which are going down, for sure, we have to become the problem solvers. Because we've had the guest of honor. Every now and then we are normally discussing about the agriculture, a lot of product, we have a lot of challenges. Industries, some there, medical, a lot of problems. But then do we have the solution? Have you really sit down and come with the solutions? And here, this is a lot of brain people that we can come with the solutions. So for me, I think we have to really individually assess yourself, where are you? Then for sure, as for me, really we have to really move to here so that we can, by being there, we'll be able to come with a lot of products, a lot of innovation, technology, everything which will push the market up. But these are only a few areas that I want to touch. There are a lot of things that we as brokers, for sure, we can do for this market. For me, I only chose this one. Okay? Number one, we have to demonstrate our professionalism. Professionalism comes with integrity, with trust. If the clients are coming to us, right, and we don't portray our trust, our integrity, for sure this client will run away. There are some brokers who, unfortunately, maybe the premium didn't reach the insurer. If it happened once, and the claim is not payable, next day he will not come to you. They say, oh, the broker, they do not pay my premium. Or the claim will make sure my claim will not be payable. At the end of the day, we are destroying ourselves. So we have to demonstrate our professionalism, make sure that we really push up. Sorry. Another one is the innovation. For me, innovation is the key. Because if you continue selling the same product, which came almost 1980s, 90s, the environment has changed. So if you're still using the same, if I can ask, even the weightings of the policies, for sure we have to go back and check of them. We have to go to the current environment. Let us change those weightings, the way we're doing our things, the way we are selling our insurance, the way we are using the technology. How are we using our technology? Because everything is already changed. For sure, by putting a lot of innovation in our services, for sure we'll be able to capture the market. But a product and service awareness, very few brokers, they do marketing or they do product in their services awareness. I came, unfortunately I came early today, but when I get inside the premises, I saw one flag there. Then I say, okay, maybe it's the main sponsor. I'll see a lot of flags when I get inside of brokers, but not even a single bendera or flag is out there for a broker. If I've missed, maybe Fiki will also correct me, or all of us. Hakuna hata moja pale. Then, if a guest comes in this hotel, say, okay, what is happening? Say, this is a brokers meeting. You know, okay, is Alliance and the Jubilee and the rest brokers? No, these are the insurers. Then why are not even shown there? So I think we all see. I've seen a lot of them are mentioned here, but it would have been even good if you have your banners outside there so that these are the brokers. So we have to amplify ourselves. If you not do that one, we only leave it to Alliance and all the insurers to do by themselves. The clients will only know the insurers. They will not know about the brokers. So it's a challenge for you and me. We have to do a lot for us. We have to amplify a lot. If we want to make sure all these clients, they know the brokers, they forget about the insurers. Fiki, when you are saying you are worried about this new entrance, let us amplify ourselves. For sure, they will forget the insurer, they will call the brokers as the insurers. Okay, we have to expand our reach. Ask yourself, that's why even this conference was moved to Bagamoyo, near where the many brokers are. Many brokers are found in Dar es Salaam. Most of the insurers are finding their offices in Dar. How many brokers they have offices in the up countries? Where the major population is, where major risk are. So if the risk are sitting somewhere else and we are sitting somewhere else, for sure, that penetration which we are looking forward, we will not be able to. We might, but it will take us time. So let us expand our reach. We have office in there, which is good, but look on the far end, Kagera, somewhere, Ruvuma, where we have a lot of corrosions, right? Those guys, they need insurance. Let us go there. You might not have an office there, but let us visit it. Those are the current market, which are doing the penetration, increase the population insurance. Those are the areas that we really have to look forward. So once we increase our reach, for sure, even the numbers which we are looking forward, they will grow. We have to use the technology. Technology currently is everything. If you have to wait doing manual things, that we have to punch the cover note manually, we have to do everything manually, for sure, we will continue doing less. But if you are going to use technology to deliver our services, for sure, our market will be that far end. Even the promotion, there's no need for us to make a lot of noise in the, maybe in the clouds or go to whatever. Those physical promotion. We can even use the social medias. We can even do online. Those are the areas that me and you, the industry as a whole, we have to now start thinking of. As we speak, how many of us do we have system when you are doing the underwriting? How many of us are we using there? Because now the commissioner has to move to the system that we have to put the report using the system. But if you come to our offices, what are we doing? Are you still using the manual cover notebooks? How are we going to go? Because if you have, let's say, a fleet of 100 vehicles or 200 vehicles, how many times are you going to punch in right in that one? Again, remember, you have to put those information there. TIBA MIS. How many hours are you going to waste? So technology for me is a key for this industry. We have to use. I think Tanvir, because he's a sponsor, I think a lot of people have been using the smart policy. I don't want to amplify, but for sure, we need a lot of smart policy in this market. If the insurers are already there, for sure, we should be able to give the clients the policy. The once he give you the money, the premium is paid, book it, the policy is given then and there. Currently, how many days the policy takes from the insurers to reach the client? I think we all know. I don't want to talk about that one. But the other thing is the teamwork or unit. We are the brokers. We have to unite and stand as one. I know there's a lot of challenges. Individually, we will not be able to solve them. But if we sit together, the TIBA members, for sure, we'll be able to talk to the Commissioner of Insurance. Okay, this is the industrial challenge. Please help us on this one. Not only the Commissioner, Minister of Finance, or whoever is the solver for this our problem, for sure, we'll be able to move forward. But if everyone is sitting on their own, the meeting for the TIBAs, they are called and no one is attending. I'm not sure how many brokers have attended for this one, but the other meeting we have to really engage. I've seen for other associations, like for Tanzania Bankers of Association, they are very strong because they are united. And they are doing a lot of influencing to make sure that their business is moving well. If you're following up on the banking side, for sure, you even see what is happening. Even the interest, they have a lot of capitalization, which have been reduced to make sure that the market is saved. Now for us, it is time. We're also trying to make sure that we are also making noise that the VAT is an issue. But if the president himself go to the Minister of Finance, he will listen maybe for 2 minutes and say, okay, I'll come back. But if you call him, now this is the industrial problem and want to move forward, for sure, we'll be able to push it. Then we have to, on the capacity building, for sure, the brokers, as I said, things are changing nowadays. If we not invest in ourselves, invest in our team to make sure that we train them, we are training ourselves to do things different ways, for sure, tutakuwa tunafanya kazi ile without any matunda mazuri. So if you want to do in different things, we have to train our people to make sure that they are well trained, to make sure that they really deliver what is supposed to be delivered. In the highlights, if you've seen from morning what the guest of honor, the commissioner have talked, for sure there's a plate of opportunities. The 360 or 370 billion compared to the population that we have and the investment that the government is planning to do in agriculture and industry, in all the areas, for sure there's a lot that we have in that section. So for me, there's still a lot of opportunities only for us. But the other thing, we have the supportive regulators. From the Kamzora, which I know, there are Mr. Sakwale, and now we have Mr. Musa. For sure. For me, I've seen them being supporting the industry. Let us use this opportunity. We should not wait until another regulator can say, okay, kill this, kill that. No. Let us use this opportunity to make sure that we use them to move forward. But the political, economical, social stability that we have in our country, in the other countries worse. You can't even move. You have to be escorted by the police. But for us, you can move anywhere. Now even down, we can even move 24 hours using the bus. So let us use this what we have to make sure that what. Then I have to say about the challenges. For me, I don't want to talk about the challenges today. Because if you are planning to, let's say you are coming from Dar es Salaam to Bagamoyo, now you start thinking of the challenges. For sure, may not. You can even decide not, okay, I'm not going to Bagamoyo, right? So today, I'll not talk about the challenges. Let us think there is no challenge. Let us move forward, okay? So you find it, you jump out, you move away. Otherwise, we have if it's a bigger challenge, we have the association. We sit with the association. If the challenge is with the commissioner, if he can assist us, we'll sit with him. Then we move forward. For sure, the way forward that I think that we should all go with it, let us start it today, not even tomorrow, and move forward then for the benefit of the country, benefit for our organization, and benefit for individuals. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Arthur. We'll have a short session of questions. I would like to invite only 2 questions from the subject which the gentleman has presented. We all know we are short of time, but I think if we are burning issues, we have to share. The purpose of this meeting is to share on sensitive issues on the business of insurance. So, if there are any questions, please.
Other, congratulations. Other was my student. Proud of you. Keep it on. Very informative, or rather thought-provoking. I have, I think it's a comment rather than a question. It's something to go home with and think about it on one part of product development. In insurance, most of the time we are preoccupied by distribution and innovative distribution, but the product seems to remain the same. And in Tanzania, I think with the minimum premiums, there's a definition of covers. So how do we develop a product when the cover is specified under the law? Let's think about it. Other, you don't have to answer that because I know we share the same challenge. Thank you.
Let me join hands to congratulate our colleague Arthur for a very well done paper. You have summarized it, but you have given us the areas where we as members of the insurance industry need to ponder about. Let me go to the point where you have shown us the decrease of income pertaining to brokers as compared to last year's. I think that's the area where we need to concentrate our mind, but I want to connect that one with the role of brokers, as you have mentioned, and one of the roles of the brokers is on teamwork and a unit. I think that's where we are going astray. When it comes to pricing of business, we as brokers, and sometimes in conjunction with the underwriters or insurers, the team just separates. we don't figure out on concentrating on the premiums rates which we have been given. We concentrate on earning the business. Sometimes we go lower than the demarcated ratings because we need to get the business. It has been reduced on the rate undercutting, but yet it's there. Because as a member of ATI, I'm on the unit of disciplinary committee. We are still receiving cases where people are still undercutting. Maybe one of the reasons why income has gone down in the year of 2017 as compared to previous years, one of the reasons might be unethical practices in doing business. Because we are all gathered here as brokers, it's kind of a thought that we need to go back without hiding. Because if we were given a chance today to go to each underwriter, each broker, see the way they compute premium, we will find a lot of faults. We have said VAT reduces our income. It might be one reason, but we have got our own reasons which reduce the income, where the premium was charged maybe 3.5%. If you are charging 3% this year, it means you are reducing the income. And those rates where are being undercut are on big businesses. So let us not hide our weakness. Let us go back to our houses and clean the houses. Understand that whenever we undercut, we are reducing the income for the country. So this is my contribution towards your paper, and thank you for a good presentation.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Another president also has another slot because I can't deny him. Please.
Thank you. Just a comment about penetration and market awareness. In Tanzania, Kiswahili is the language, and everybody understands Kiswahili. I was talking to my friend Edmond, and he said insurance is still transacted in English. Have we done enough to make sure that every person understands insurance as it is and the value it provides to that person? Because I think we have quite a sufficient middle class in Tanzania. Is it all insured? If it's not insured, what do we need to do to make sure that part of the market is transformed into insurance? And definitely it will double the income we are looking for in terms of growth. I think very important. If you look at sports betting, I'm sure you'll realize that sports betting is taking quite a big chunk of the income that is made in this country. How do you transform that into insurance? Because in insurance, it's a saving. If it's betting, it's only one person who benefits, that person who gets the bet. The rest of it goes to support those companies. And most of these companies are actually foreign companies. I don't think they pay a lot in terms of developing this economy. Thank you.
Mr. Limo, back to you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much. To me, I think to address what Mr. Dominic has raised, I think we need a change in approach, and for this, it has to be done by all stakeholders in it. I mean, we need to understand some of the issues, especially pertaining to the poor and the majority. We encourage people and the masses to access loans with the good intentions to create wealth and sustain themselves. But again, we should also do this at the same time to show them how to protect the wealth that we're trying to get them to do. If you see different platform used by the government, They're trying to, you see, develop people to ensure that they are able to access loans and credits. But again, the very people are very poor and very vulnerable to the risks, and they're most affected compared to the rich. I think one thing that we need to do is to go back to the way insurance started, all being done in the 1980s. I mean the 1800s, where the insurance was actually done and sold at the factory gates to the poor, because at that time the rich could actually insure themselves by providing funds that would be able to, you see, provide for any losses that may encounter. So hand in hand to this, then we need to make sure that the very people that we encourage them to take loans, to access loans, they should also have the education to protect their wealth that they're trying to create. So as we encourage them, maybe this is actually can well be done by TIRA along with the Ministry of Finance. People should also be aware how to protect their wealth. Just giving the knowledge of accessing and creating wealth, I don't think is sufficient enough to get them wealth, because again, the very guys will be affected because they're faced by so many risks. But also, maybe it's also high time that the insurance strategy addresses it, to take awareness to the level of the primary schools, secondary schools, and all the people. Because most of us get to know about insurance when you're actually driving a car or get to buy a car. Otherwise, you don't really know insurance. And many of the people, if you talk to them, they tell that they know about insurance. Mostly they refer to the motor vehicle insurance. By itself, by just going to buy it and putting the sticker there. And many of them tend to think that the sticker is the insurance. So if you ask them about the content, they would not be aware. So for us as brokers, we need to think different ways in which we can actually sell or create more products. Again, without the support of the insurers, it will not be possible. So as a society, all stakeholders need to come up, take it in a different way to learn what are the preferences and choices of the poor people, and develop products that really sorts out their needs. Through that, I think we'll be able to address it. And of course, that also comes to address the issue that has been raised by Mr. Osumo. Because as insurers, if we tend to think that if I've got someone insured of, say, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, the poor do not actually have such assets. You're talking of 1,500,000, so very little sums. But again, these are wealth. If they're accumulated, if we come up with innovative ways and means of delivering the services at a very cost-effective manner, I think it can still be done. And in the long run, definitely the industry will benefit and the industry will grow. But again, there's also the society will be well cared for and protected. So in totality, I think we'll be able to achieve what we need. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, the team, and in this appreciation of your effort and the presentation, the TIBA Governing Council has made a special award to you, and now I'll call upon the Vice President, Madam Fiki, to come and do the presentation. And as a note of advice, the subsequent speakers have been advised by the President of East African Brokers Association, or he will advise me that if anybody does in 10 minutes, they're going to be given a special handshake. So in the meantime, Madam Fiki. Mr. Arthur. Okay, you can take your seat now, Mr. Arthur. And Mr. Limo.